All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are on episode 2 of Let's Talk Speed, and I'm really excited to introduce our guest that we have today, man. We got a special guest, somebody that I know personally. I'm sure a lot of you guys know as well. This guy, man, he's been creating waves in the track and field world over the last couple of years. He's been making a name for himself, competing at the highest level. He's quickly made a name for himself, earning accolades and representing Team USA. He's known for his explosive talent and his hard work drive. He continues to inspire others with his performances. And today we're just going to dive into his journey, some of his goals, and then look at the things that he uses to push himself within the sport as well. And then, so we're just going to dig into that. Help me welcome Olympian Dr. CJ Allen, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Let's get to it. But
Going
good,
over here.
yeah. People
Facts, bro.
clap in the background.
So
Yeah,
honestly,
appreciate the
bro, like,
intro.
yeah, for sure, man. How you been though, on outside of like track and just life in general? How's life been going, like as of
Yeah,
recent, you know?
it's busy, bro. It's always busy. Yeah, we just got the keys to our new clinic on Friday. So yeah,
Okay.
we're in go mode, getting the clinic up and running, the chiropractic office, and yeah, it's just it's a new world running a business. So you spend
Respectfully, bro. Well, congrats.
4 years. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, that's on the clinic, bro. I know that's like a whole different like mindset and digging into that, bro. So salute to you, man. And I know probably a lot of people don't know what it takes to really open up a full like clinic. So I'm sure that's exhausting at times, bro.
Yeah, bro, running a business. I mean, they teach you how to be a chiro for 4 years, you know what I'm saying? Then throw you out in the real world and don't teach you hardly anything about running a business. So
Kind of
it's
just
just
figured out.
like, yeah, new curveball after new curveball. But like
Yeah,
anything, we roll with the punches and making it happen.
make it happen. Honestly, yeah, facts. So really, bro, to start us off, I kind of just want to know like where you were born and raised, bro. Like, give us a little background on how you came up. What got you in the track, or who got you in the track if it was somebody.
Yeah. So I was born and raised maybe like an hour 20 out of like Northwest Seattle, out of Seattle. Kind of backwoods a little bit, Pacific Northwest. Yeah, my dad, he was a big track guy in high school, and he had some offers to go in college, you know what I'm saying? And I think he was second in the country in the decathlon. So he was, he did a little bit of everything. So, I kind of got introduced in, I think by him, and my mom pushed me. We were always in sports growing up, and then fifth grade was when they, started formally offering, track and whatever else. But I mean, I grew up playing baseball, grew up playing soccer. We play a little informal football and stuff like that. But I've been playing
Okay, yeah,
sports, my whole life. And so, during springtime, just following in Pop's footsteps a little bit. And
facts. I feel you on that. I
yeah,
definitely didn't know that, bro. I didn't. Pops was a decathlete, so I was kind of wondering where like track kind of trickled down to you, especially because like the athlete that you are now, bro. Like I'm sure it probably had to come from some type of motivation, but having your dad already got his foot in the door, bro, I'm sure that was probably like, yeah, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope to hear.
yeah, I mean, that's, my parents are my role models too. So even just, what I'm saying, being able to fall in their footsteps even a little bit, is something that I've always kind of done. So,
For sure.
track was just the next thing.
Respectfully, I see how you spoke on following their footsteps, man. Well, I feel like you definitely kind of just like overleaped their footsteps at this point, bro. So you're
Yeah.
doing a good job, bro.
It's all the journey though, what I'm saying? You got to start somewhere.
Respectfully,
Yeah.
respectfully. I'm glad that you mentioned that you grew up playing other sports. I wanted to kind of dig into that. It's kind of one of my questions as well. Like, growing up, bro. You said you played other sports. Like, did you have any favorites outside of like track, basketball, football, baseball? Like, what did you have like a tough decision kind of picking, like coming up or what?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, through high school, I was still able to play football and basketball just because track was in the spring. I say basketball was my favorite sport though. Like it's probably my worst sport too, which is probably why I liked it so much because I just, there was a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I, I tell people all the time, if I could equally be good in a sport as I am in track, it would for sure be basketball. I mean, I'd be, I play the league for sure, but
Yo,
no,
bro.
I play high school football. I mean, I was straight. I got a couple, college offers and stuff to play football. I never feel like my heart was too much in it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I had won, two state championships in high school for track and set, like our division state record. So for me, it was just kind of like the stones fell in place, like as I was kind of walking down that path. So,
Definitely.
basketball was never an option, but football, there was some interest there. I don't know. I just don't think my heart was ever fully in it like it was a track.
Yeah, understandable. I feel you on that too, bro, because I can relate to that for sure. Because I really miss basketball a lot, bro. I played that a lot in high school, so
Yeah.
it's hard to stay away from it during the season. You know what I'm saying? Even off season, really, because it's kind of dangerous at this point.
Mess
You know?
your ankles up real quick.
Yeah, bro. And I'm honestly, I'm sure you probably don't know, but I tore my ACL playing basketball this summer, like a
Oh,
goofball.
for real. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, bro. I've been kind of, figuring it out, keeping it quiet, getting better, but everything
Yeah.
well with that, bro. So I'm not really too down on it now, but I learned my lesson with the basketball shit for sure.
Dude, bro, you want to come down to Atlanta for rehab? We got you.
For sure, bro. I'll definitely be
Yeah.
in touch for sure.
Yeah.
I want to get into like when I first met you, bro. Kind of just like honestly, bro, to be
Yeah.
straightforward with you, I had no idea who the hell you were. I kind of had
That's
like
good.
looked you up before the race type of thing. I'm sure you had no idea who the fuck I was, some kid from Dubuque. So, I'm looked your name up before the race. I'm like, damn, well, I'm kind of in a pro race for real now. So
Yeah.
you kind of gave me that like that motivation that I could be there and then actually racing you, bro. So like, I want to know what your experience was like running that indoor 400 hurdle. Like, I guess for the first time ever for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I had seen a couple of videos. So they usually run it, I think, over in France.
Oh,
They had run a couple over there. Felix Sanchez obviously holds a world best for that, world record for that. And so, he was a dog in the 400 hurdles back in the day. So I watched a couple of his races, and it looked fun, man. Like we had considered trying to figure out how to get it set up on an oversized 300 track like years ago, just seeing if like you could get people to move hurdles. And I mean,
yeah,
it's messy. I mean, you know how it is. We had to run it. It was messy when we did it. It would have been messy no matter how we set it up. But no, I was just out training. Like Paul Doyle, the meet director for those American Track League meets. He lives
yeah.
he lives like down the road from me here. We've been good friends for a long time, and he was out at the track one day, and he's just like, or maybe he called me. He's like, CJ, I'm putting on indoor 400 hurdle. You down? I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I've been
Knew
watching.
he knew to call you, bro.
Yeah, I've been watching. I mean, Paul knows like I'm game for it. You know what I'm saying? If he asks, like I'm
Yeah,
gonna show up. But that's how I've been my whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like I get
sure.
that invite, and as long as it makes sense, like I'm not gonna go do that. If it was 2 days out from U.S. indoors or something like that. But I mean,
Yeah,
first meet of the season, first race of the season, like with the opportunity to just go do something because I'm not too much of a big fan of indoor just because we don't have an event. You know what I'm saying? Just because
I
with any
feel
same thing. So you put our event indoor, like yeah, I'm gonna be there.
spices it up for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly. Well, I mean, going into it, I'm sure you probably had no idea you're finna snap out and run a freaking American record, bro. So like, how do you feel like about that, honestly, man?
Yeah. I mean, that was just it was fun. You know what I'm saying? More than anything. Like, I mean, Paul, we even went the night before, and he kind of showed me where the hurdles were going to be, and he's like, do you want to get a push out
Yeah.
and get some reps over? Just because with the cut in that we had, like all three of us had a different stride pattern from 2 to 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, bro, that was ridiculous, man.
yeah, it was ridiculous. Like there really was no practicing for that for any of us. So I
Right.
told him, I was like, look, dude, I think it's probably better if we just run it with no practice and just see what comes up because I
Go
mean
with
that
it.
was a it would have I mean it would have been a mess, bro, especially if we all broke in at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the bend, like it
Lord
would
have
have just been
mercy.
sloppy for everybody. So yeah, I
Facts.
mean
Well, I'm
it was more for fun than anything. I feel like that's what we were all kind of there for is just like get
yeah.
something new in, enjoy it, get good training, and whatever comes up comes up. I mean, I didn't think I was going to run 48.
That
You know
shit
what
was
I'm
crazy.
saying by any means, but
Well, bro,
look,
honestly, like seeing that shit, like I'm like, damn, bro, this guy's gonna be nuts outdoor. And like as that time going on, bro, you proved me right. So that was good to see early on, bro. Like your work ethic and shit, like you can have it during the indoor season, even though we don't have an event like that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
seeing someone like you go in and just take care of business, even though that shit was like waking up and like something completely brand new the same day. So that was dope, bro. You motivated me a lot. I appreciate that, honestly.
yeah. Oh
Uh,
man, I'm good, man.
I don't
I
know if you do you remember like when we first were about to start the race, me and you and I think we both had got like maybe a push out. I think I got a push out. And then we were like standing up in front of the first I want to say like the first hurdle, first barrier or whatever. And I remember us looking, we were like, bro, are these in the right spot? And me and you were looking at each other. You were like, man, I don't even know, bro. Like, we just gonna have to get out and run. And I remember getting in blocks. I'm like, bro, I hope these people set this shit up right, because nobody
Oh
gets
yeah.
here. Because I remember like thinking that in the blocks. I'm like, what the hell? And just getting out and running, bro. So that shit was really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was more just worried about, well, not worried, but my biggest concern was kind of coming off hurdle one, running downhill like that. I mean, that just seemed to me like the biggest injury point. You know what I'm saying? Like running off the
Oh,
base and kind of running down that slope into a hurdle just didn't. I mean, that's definitely, it's probably why it's not run super often, just because,
people get
uh,
hurt all. Yeah,
yeah, I could just see, that. So my focus was kind of just on making sure I didn't take too much speed into that first hurdle and cook myself early.
respectfully, you definitely had enough at the end, bro, to run that fast ass time. So you did good, bro.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, so now I want to dive into more so the outdoor, like when you started to really start like flowing from my perspective. I don't want to say from your perspective, but me as a spectator watching you grow, bro, like I want to say like Diamond League 2023 when you popped off with that 47.9, I think it was like 47.92 or maybe a 47.93. I remember
Yeah.
watching you like right after that race, and I could just tell your energy was like, yeah, bro, like this is a good place to be. I know I got more in the tank too. And like sure enough, you showed that. So elaborate really on like going into that race and like how you felt coming out, honestly.
Well, that was the same year, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the same year. So I had actually run, and I mean, it wasn't just you. Like I was just, I mean, even now I'm probably still, not a huge household name, but
Mhm.
I think I'm more recognized now. But the year before, so 2022, I actually finished third in the Diamond League final, even
Oh,
though it was like low key. But the meet before the Diamond League final in Brussels, I actually ran 47.9. They DQ'd me, so it was
really? What
never
was
legal. Yeah, they said I'd lead leg hook turtle one,
hmm,
and so yeah, that was my first legal like sub 48, and then it got scrapped, so it didn't count for anything. So I think
really?
going into that Doha race and next year, what I'm saying, it's just like I knew I could do it because I'd done it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, a little clip on one hurdle is not changing the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Execution, bro.
like I knew I could do it at that point, and I didn't really know where I was. I mean, I had run the week before in like 35 degrees up in Des Moines and had
Oh,
run like 48.6 or 48.7. So I knew I was in good, decent fitness. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Dude, you get a hot environment out in Qatar and some good comp. I mean, where I was out there too, and I
Yeah.
was I was in striking distance with him at 300, and I was like, you know what? I felt kind of good. I mean, and
Oh,
that doesn't always come around when you hit 300. So
yeah, facts.
yeah, I just felt like it kind of, lit a little bit of a fire under my ass, a little bit of swagger, gave me a little swagger, just kind of reinforced what I kind of already knew. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it's not like I didn't, it's not like I didn't know I didn't have that in me. It just was just like, okay, now it's real, it's official. I sat and waited 10 minutes to make sure I wasn't getting DQ'd again and get that slip from me again.
yeah.
But no, yeah, yeah. So it was, kind of in my mind that it was possible. I just needed
Yeah.
to do it again.
Respectfully, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, and like just like I said before, like just seeing your energy in that interview, bro. Like I could tell, like yeah, bro, he's finna come with some type of force, bro. Like he's coming, bro. And sure enough, you did, as the world saw. So, outside of that, bro, I kind of want to dig into like the next step after you kind of like did that, making the Olympic team, after a decade of like trying to, bro. So, give me like just like this your journey or like however you want to elaborate on that, just like that whole process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my first trials was in 16, so I'd run. That was my first like U.S. nationals, and I mean, I was dog sick. I think I was the last guy in. They took 26 that year, and I think I was 26th.
Okay.
I didn't get out of the quarterfinals. I ran, I think, my slowest time of the season. I mean, I was cooked by that point, but
Season, bro. Yeah.
yeah, with that opportunity, like I wanted to go, I wanted to experience it, I wanted to get the feel for what that environment was like, and just, even though I kind of knew that I was like, hey, I was pretty jacked up, like I could barely even get around the track in practice because my lungs were just, they felt like they were full of fluid, you know what I'm saying? So,
Mm,
um, that it wasn't like a high expectation of success there. It was just kind of like get my toes in the water, get, experience at that competition level.
Okay.
Fast forward to, 2020, which obviously got pushed to 2021. My training was going well in 2020. I mean, I was in a much better place mindset wise. I was still only running 49 mids up to that point. And so, I mean, the likelihood of making the team, it would have required quite a bit out of
Yeah.
me just because, it took 48 low that year to make the team, 48-4.
Yeah.
Um, so, it was just, it's always been steps in every direction. I mean, for US nationals, I've done just about everything. I've gotten out in the quarterfinal, I'd made the semifinal, I'd gotten DQ'd in the quarterfinal, I'd made the final, so I had been everywhere, and then 2023 striking, making the team, it made all that a lot more real, right? So,
Oh yeah.
2016 to 2023, finally making a team, knowing like, hey, okay, it's possible, US runner up. It's like, okay, I can do this thing. And so, coming around for the next season, the Olympic cycle, we hammer training really hard, but we wanted to make sure that we were really successful at US trials in order to,
Yeah.
just have the greatest opportunity. And so, for me, I had a terrible race in Oslo a couple weeks before, and then like 3 days later, I had a great race in Stockholm. So I knew my fitness was there. I just knew that things were a little iffy.
Yeah.
But again, like, dude, I knew what I'm capable of. I knew I had made the team already, and it's just like I knew if I went out there and did what CJ Allen does best, I was going to be
Facts.
there. You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't there, it's because three other guys were dropping bombs on me, and there was but
Yeah.
if it was about me handling my own business, it was going to get done. And so
100.
that's just kind of how the cards played out. And I mean, dude, you can do everything right, and then
Mm.
there's three people who do everything better. And so the stress and pressure in those moments is high, just
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, you just really don't know. I mean, you can be the best version of yourself and still fall short.
Facts.
That doesn't mean you failed. You know what I'm saying? It just means that
Wasn't your time yet, bro.
yeah, there's limitations, and and that was my career from 2016 to last year. Or two,
Actually.
the last 2 years. So
And like throughout that whole process, bro, because me, just from knowing you, like on a personal standpoint, like, bro, it doesn't really waver in your confidence. I don't ever really see that. So, like, through that process, like, did you ever go through times when you're just like, man, like, am I even gonna keep doing this? Or like, or were you just completely driven and just kept going, you know?
yeah, no, I mean, I had those moments for sure. I mean, I'm a human being, you know what I'm saying? People joke that like, I'm a robot and this, that, and the third. But it's not true, It's like I experienced, the same emotions that everybody does. I experience the same fluctuations in my training and my performance. Like there's ups and downs. I just think like it comes down to how you handle that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like if you in the lows, allow that to affect your mentality, allow that to affect, your plan, or God's plan for you, really and truly. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's 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 just lacking faith. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't lack faith in those moments. Like you have to realize that life is ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always going to
Mhm.
be that forever in everything. And if you just are dictating your life based on those low moments, well,
Yeah,
you're never going to get out of that victim mindset. Like you're always going to be stuck there. You're always going to be, in a place. And sometimes, people's success doesn't, it's not going to look like mine. It's not going to look like yours. You know what I'm saying? It's going to look differently. But, when you start realizing that about life and being successful in your own way and, keeping that positive mindset of like handling things regardless of circumstance, you know what I'm saying? Like good things will come. And even if it's not, even if you have set goals and you don't achieve them, if you keep a positive mindset and just like roll with the punches and keep grinding and pushing towards something, dude, you learn so much, not just about yourself, but in that journey you learn so much, and that's kind of the real reward and everything, it's I mean, I'll tell you right now, like, dude, winning championships or making teams and whatever else is more of a breath of relief than it is like glory. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, dude, you put
yeah,
in so much work for this stuff and
really,
it
bro. Yeah,
feels really and truly just like a matter of time. Like if you grind so hard, like good things will come, and
facts.
sometimes it doesn't look like what we think it will, and sometimes it takes a decade. You know what I'm saying?
Really, bro. Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, when I started DC school, bro, I was about to drop track. I'm not even kidding. Like I was
Yeah.
done. I couldn't even get around the track. I couldn't do nothing. I was fading in classes, and you know,
Mm.
I had a moment with myself where I was just like, look, quitting's not me. That's not who I am. So we got to figure something out. And that came in the form of recovery. It came in the form of rehab. It came in the form of sleep. It came in the form of what I was
Yeah.
eating, how I was living my life. But yeah, the mindset is always, for the glory of God, regardless of wins or losses, because
Hopefully. Yeah.
that's life. Wins and losses is life,
Oh
but
yeah.
the glory is constant. You know what I'm saying?
Respectfully, bro. And I'm
Yeah,
glad basis on like your faith, bro, because like I see that personally because I know you a little bit more than just like just knowing you and racing against stuff like that, having you on social media. And I see that you implement like faith into pretty much everything in your life, bro. And like from my standpoint, it's helped me like start producing my faith even more and
nice,
start
bro.
faith even more because like why not? You know what I'm saying? Like and he's the reason why I'm here. So why
Yeah,
not? And so
yeah,
absolutely. And I thank you for mentioning that on the podcast because I think a lot of people should hear that from your perspective at being a pro and being as successful as you are right now. So that's dope to hear, bro. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. No, and I'm glad that it's inspiring your walk because I mean that's amazing. That's what it's about, really and truly.
So after that, bro, I really want to ask you about like what is it like being a pro, bro? Like as in comparison to like a person like me or any athlete in general or just any human in general, like how different is it, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's I think it requires a much deeper level of commitment and not just commitment to training or XYZ. Like it requires a a commitment in your mentals. It requires a commitment in your spirit. Like, dude, there's nothing being handed to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like people go through the college system and yeah,
Hmm.
you don't realize how good it is there. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is on a platter, like anything that you could need or want. And, people want to gripe and do this, that, and the third about it. But when you get out here, this feels like the
Yeah.
streets. I mean, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it feels like.
Yeah, bro.
Like you out here and it's you. And
Yeah.
so, and that time, dude, that time ain't lying. Like the work ain't lying. Like the reps ain't lying. Like you have to get up. You have to go. It doesn't matter if it's 25 degrees outside and snowing. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter, bro. Like I have stories of things that I've had to do
Yeah.
just to get to a track. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean, biking miles and miles and miles in the pouring rain just to get a couple reps in and then bike back home. You know what I'm saying? Like
bro. That's different, bro.
yeah, it's things that you have to do things that people don't want to do.
Mm,
And on a deeper level than just like, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. Like, nah, you have to go, like you have to.
yeah. How long do you feel like you've had this have to mindset, like your whole life?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's something inside me. Like that's
Yeah.
God given, I feel like, because I can't describe it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've talked to, even super highly motivated people in, my friends and my community, like my
Yeah.
family. And it's just there's something inside that just feels different than those conversations that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. There's been something that I just almost feel like, look, if God gave me this
Yeah.
mind
Fact.
and God gave me this ability, like I can't squander this
And
type
squash it.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't
Sure, bro.
squander what was given to me, like to my last breath type. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, yeah.
I want to give everything that was given to me because I feel like it's my responsibility.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't. It's hard to explain
I
because
feel
it's something that I wake up with,
you.
and I'm not saying that I like this. I'm not saying I love doing it. I'm not saying that the choice isn't hard. It's
Yeah.
difficult every single day. I mean, I did not even want to get out of bed this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like this
Yeah.
morning was tough for some reason. It was tough. I was tired for whatever reason, right? And
But you
I had
figured.
I had two great sessions today. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if you don't get out of bed and you just go based on that feeling of like I'm tired today, I don't feel good. you don't get those sessions. You know what I'm saying? You don't get progress. And so for
Yeah.
me, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, yeah, it feels inherent, but the inherent nature of that could have also come from just the consistency that I've had over time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on year 20.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since I was in fifth grade. So,
Tough, bro. Tough.
you could chicken or egg it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, that commitment to the journey over so long creates inherent nature within you, just out of your habits, because
Hell yeah.
that's your personality. You know what I'm saying? That becomes you as a person.
Absolutely, bro. And I'm glad you brought up the fact that you like, bro, there's days when you don't fucking like it. Cause bro, I trust me, I have days when I don't fucking like it. But like, cause some people just think like it's just like so picture perfect. Like they see the medals, they see you competing in success and stuff like that, and they just think like, yeah, bro, this guy's just getting up and he loves running track. Yeah, I love it, bro. But there's days when I'm like, fuck, this shit is
Yeah,
hard, bro. And
yeah.
I'm like,
It's
yeah,
harder
bro.
more days than it's not.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I tell people this a lot, honestly. I feel like this is what helped me personally, with track at least like kids who are like competing and working on how to focus and competing. I tell them, bro, practice is way harder than a meet, bro. Personally,
Oh
for
yeah.
like when I go to practice, that shit's 10 times harder than running one lap against some people that I'm competing against. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
about that Monday through Friday is the hard part. You get to Saturday, you put the easy work in. So that's kind of how I look at it too. And I'm glad you pointed out the fact that like, yeah, it's hard, bro, but shit, you got to do it if you want to be good. You know,
Yeah, I mean it's not just the practice. I mean, we got the weight room, we got recovery, we got like you
everything.
you have regimented times to eat. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about what you're putting in your body. You have to think about every hour of sleep for recovery. You have to think of so many things. I mean, even if it's therapy. I mean, therapy is painful a lot of the time. So it's not just, oh, 1 hour of, okay, this sucks, per day on the track and training. It's like your whole day has to go towards that. So you get
I
to a
understand.
meet, like that's breezy. Yeah, one race,
Yeah,
get me in, get me out. Back on the
literally, bro.
plane, boy, let's go.
I be trying to tell some of my teammates, like, bro, like we go through the week, going to class, going to practice, treatment, meetings, all this shit. We get to wake up, get to go get some competition, get some free food, and come home. It's like a little mini vacation, bro. That's what I try to look at.
Business trip.
Yeah, facts, bro, for sure. Business trip, better way to put it. Facts, for sure. So I'm glad you touched bases on like the diet and stuff like that. So like, how did you really like? So what do you like diet? Are you like vegan? Are you like vegetarian? Are you any of that stuff? Or I know you're big in the kitchen, bro. So like, just hit us with it, bro.
Definitely not vegan or vegetarian.
Okay. Why?
No,
Why so? Why'd you hit us with the definitely? What's like you don't like it
I
or?
just, to me, and I mean, just beyond anything like for performance metrics. Yeah, I mean, there's those kinds of diets. Like I would say I'm probably 90% carnivore
Okay.
in my diet. Yeah, I did a podcast with Dr. Sean Baker actually on training and the carnivore diet. I can send you a
Yeah, we'll
link
drop that
so
link
you can
underneath after the
yeah,
video.
yeah, so you can check it out. We didn't get into the weeds of things too much.
Okay.
Yeah, the way I look at food though, I mean, I look at nutrient density, right? Like meat in particular, red meat is most nutrient dense food per like gram that you could get essentially on Earth, right? And so like vegan vegetarianism, is looked at as like a health conscious choice, right? But sustainability is just not there. I mean, without long term supplementation or really just, I'm not trying to get like too deep into this stuff either as well, but
I feel you.
just sustainability isn't fully there, and there's a frailty that comes with people who
Yeah.
are on long-term vegan vegetarian diets. And so yeah, I'm a huge proponent of eating meat. I think that it's a huge performance enhancer. I mean, you
Good.
even look at some of like the most studied supplements in the world, right? And like creatine's up there, whey protein's up there, and so all these things come naturally in meat, and so
Yeah.
those are obviously studied as performance enhancers, safe performance enhancers.
Yeah.
So why would you not get them in your food type thing? You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't think that a diet that lacks sustainability without crazy amounts of supplementation, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think God created us to eat things out of a pill, right? Like that doesn't make
Nah.
a lot of sense to me. And so
that either, bro.
Just from a rational standpoint. I mean, there's quite a bit of research coming out on,
Yeah.
those diets as far as performance measures and stuff like that. And
Side or the bad side and all that stuff. I feel you. Yeah.
yeah, I'm more of a proponent of avoiding like ultra processed foods and seed oils and
Okay.
highly refined sugars. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you want me to, I can send you
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can send you
We'll
some
definitely
file stuff that I put together for a couple of my, because I have some high performance clients that I won't mention on here, but
respect.
I work with a lot of high profile athletes on diet, nutrition, and performance. So I can send you some stuff that I do
We'll,
for them.
we'll
Yeah,
definitely.
and just explain a little bit more in depth of kind of the reasoning why I don't agree with.
That's kind of that's. I'm glad you like mentioned that you send me that, bro, because that's the part where I'm like, I won't say I'm struggling with, but that's the area where it's like I need to improve in most with my whole like training
Yeah,
everything. So definitely, bro, because it's just like the college life, bro. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get the best in nutrients and the best food every single day? You know what I'm saying? So trying to
yeah,
figure that out is definitely hard right now, but I'm gonna definitely take that paper and try to use that once I graduate and get on my own time and not have to eat this damn cafeteria all the time. So
yeah. I mean, even just being able to pick and choose, even if you have a cafeteria option, of just kind of just a greater understanding of like why you shouldn't choose certain items over others type
right.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's just
There's probably a lot that goes into that, bro. I already know because
yeah,
I see your head like spinning. Your doctor part is starting to like really spin up there, bro. So
yeah.
I know, man, absolutely. And I'm sure like there's probably people who can give us deep thoughts about the vegan and vegetarian and why they think it's good and all that stuff too. So
I'll argue
yeah.
with them.
You said you'll
I,
put them down.
I I know all their points. I know their talking points. Yeah, we can have that conversation. Yeah.
Respectfully. Well, we can transition to the next question, really. So this is a question I like asking every time, honestly, and I really want to know your answer too. So like, if you were in a room right now with high school freshman version of CJ Allen, what would you say to that guy?
Uh, I mean, the younger version of me, right, is I mean, and not even the younger version. I mean, it comes up even now, but there's
Yeah,
doubt creeps in sometimes. So, I think the most simple advice I would have for my younger self is stay the course. Because I mean, dude, so often through my career, there's been just a lot of naysayers of people who question the way I've trained or the way that I've looked at performance, and even just the way that I've my mentality on attacking practice and stuff like that. I mean, I've had people that claim I'm going to burn out, my career is going to fall short. And, this has been going on since, yeah, I was probably a freshman in
I've
high
heard a little
school.
bit of that too, bro. Now that your name's starting to grow more, I've heard like a little bit of that too. I hear you for sure, but you can keep going for sure.
Yeah. So, there's just little things that come up. And, when you hear that all the time, I mean, like I said, I'm a human being. So, I'm not immune to all those comments all the time, and so sometimes doubt does come up where it's just like, sometimes you do question, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I, pursuing the right avenues in life? Like, is this all worth it? Right. So it's like,
Yeah.
if I never go on to make a team, what
Hmm.
is my metric of, being worthwhile? Right.
Hmm.
If there's no success that comes with it. And that's where I ultimately land on my faith, right? Where it's like, if I'm glorifying God in whatever I'm doing,
Yeah.
it's victory. It's victory for the kingdom, because that's the ultimate race. Right. And so,
Joy in it. Yeah.
as I alluded to earlier, it's like, if I feel in my heart that this is where I'm supposed to be, and I've, have the athletic prowess to accomplish that as well, it's just like, that's confirmation bias, right? Like, for me, and that should be enough in my heart to know that, even if I do fall short of, what other people look as successful measures, it's not that I'm not successful. It just looks different, right?
Respectfully. And you're still glorifying your faith, bro, and glorifying your opportunity. So I look at it like that, man. You're
Yeah,
using your opportunity to the best you can, bro. So it
yeah,
is what it is at the end. Even if it isn't the best part,
yeah,
like you got that it is what it is, bro. Like you did all you could to get to this point. So for sure, bro.
yeah.
Respectfully. I feel you on that. Um I don't really know outside of like the high school question. I don't really want to elaborate on the next one because I kind of asked you it earlier. But
Okay.
I do also want to ask you like, So now, bro, that you have a little bit of free time outside of track, I know you're doing the whole clinic thing and stuff like that. You just recently became a doctor, right?
I've been a doc for a year and 4 months now or so. I've been graduated, so I've been out for a little while.
Little while now, and I was reading about how
Yeah.
you're opening. You're trying to open more than one clinic. How many clinics are you trying to open up?
We're trying to get the first one up
Huh?
first. Obviously, I mean, it's in the process of, we just finished the construction period, just got the keys, last week, the end of last week. So, we have a lot of stuff to move in and, get that as kind of like our hub, our foundation hub. Um, yeah, we have a bunch of ideas of branching out into different things as well, not just, chiropractic care, but, you know,
Yeah,
to save the anticipation for another time. Just yeah, there's
definitely.
a lot of things going behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of really cool things, a lot of really big things that we're really excited about.
Yeah,
So in the future, it'd be awesome to have a couple clinics, where we can branch out the therapy and the chiropractic care. But there's a lot more to performance
yeah.
than just those. There's a ton of different things that go into it, and so we're planning our expansion in those other directions and
Well, that's dope.
modalities to getting things done.
Absolutely. I wish you the best of luck on that, bro. And I know
Yeah, I
God will
appreciate you.
about the whole thing, bro. So good
Yeah,
luck.
appreciate it, bro. Yeah, thank you.
So I want to ask you this too. So like if you had a chance to like think or like write down a dream race or like however you'd like think of like whoever would be in it, what race it would be, or how it would go, or just explain something like that. You know what I mean? Could be an old coach, could be an old homie, could be anybody. So like if you had a dream race, kind of throw it at us right now.
Yeah, I mean,
It could be any race too. It don't got to be our 400 hurdles too, bro.
I know, but I think like I've alluded to in my faith quite a bit. I think my race looks a lot different, and I think my race is a race with my family, my friends, the people that I influence. I think it's a race to salvation, really and truly. And I know it looks different than maybe the answer that you're looking for, but I mean that's ultimately why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And so the more people that I can reach in that, those are
Yeah,
the people in that race. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it is bigger than this, really and truly. And I
bro.
hope that people see that. I hope people, really can understand, and maybe, even if it leads somebody in a little bit of a direction to open a Bible or go to a service and just kind of let Jesus do his thing. I mean, that's the most important race, bro. Like everything that we do here is just for nothing. I mean, it's for us, like it's whatever, but it just doesn't, it's not as impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like when you know what you're doing and you kind of have a heart for the true mission of what all this means for
Yeah,
eternity. I mean, we're talking about eternity. We're talking about salvation for forever. You know what I'm saying? That's a race.
that's
That's a race of endurance. And so no matter what who I'm racing here with, Usain Bolt, I could have, I see you got Jordan in the back. I could have everybody back there. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have your boy Sonic on the wall. It don't matter because all that stuff, what I'm saying is not the race that I'm kind of focused on in all this. I just feel like this is kind of a product or a piece of what comes from the real mission, the real race that I'm on.
bro. And don't ever think that like that's not the answer or what I wanted a typical answer, bro. I'm so
Yeah,
glad that way, bro, because like that shows you even more. That shows the people even more like who you are, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the principles you stand on and like what it took for you to get here. Like that has to be a big principle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you're really
has
showing.
to be.
Absolutely, I'm thankful for that answer for sure. And then we're gonna wrap it up really with this last question, bro.
But
Um, so what are your goals, man? Like, you got any surprises for me? Like, you got any maybe 400, maybe a 300 in there sometime? I see like a lot of people talking smack, the no allows, a couple of Great Britain boys trying to get a 300 going and shit like that. But I wonder what's your thoughts on shit like that?
yeah, I mean, I dude, like how we met, right? If opportunity presents itself,
Yeah,
even if it's in a weird form, I mean, if I get invited to go run a 300, I'm gonna
yeah,
go run a 300. You know what I'm saying?
totally,
I,
bro.
we've been working on some, open four stuff, and thinking about, especially with the Grand Slam track doing what they're doing now with
Yeah, bro.
the four hurdles and the open four. I mean, got to work on the flat speed a little bit, which I've just neglected for most a majority of my career.
Definitely,
Just
yeah.
because I mean, the events are so close to each other, but I mean,
Oh,
that's the name of the game now, dude. Like you got 400 hurdler guys that are dropping 43 flat splits and running 44 low in the open, and I mean, the game's just different now. You know what I'm saying? And
always evolving, bro. Every time, every
yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
And now it's not just kind of that hybrid, middle distance. Like you got to be strong to run the 400s. Like these dogs are fast. Like people are rolling, rocking and rolling. I mean, we got 400 hurdle guys running 10-0 in the 100 and
Bro,
running
I know,
46. You know what I'm saying? So
ridiculous.
yeah, it's an evolving game, and I'm evolving with it, and I'm thankful for all of what the events become over the last couple years, because I get to be a part of that, and that's history. I mean, we're like our event is in a historical time right now. I mean, it's never been this good. It's never been this competitive. I mean, it
Never, bro.
hasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I've run a top 30 time in history, in world history, I think, or top 30 something now. I don't, because these guys have
Yeah.
been popping off and whatever else. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's competitive, dude. Like I'm still, missing out on world championship finals and Olympic finals when every other year, right? It's like those times are making medals sometimes, So
I
yeah,
feel you.
it's a historic time, but you know, I'm a fan of short sprint stuff. I wouldn't mind sliding on a couple
Yeah, bro. I would love
ones,
to.
twos, threes, fours.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know, bro. I
Yeah,
definitely am excited to see you do something else. I know you're a goat at the 400 hurdles, but I know you can snap out in some other stuff, bro. So whenever the opportunity comes, I'm gonna be watching, bro. Don't even.
yeah. It's the start of a new cycle too, so it's kind of the time to have a little bit of fun and see, where everything's at too. So
That's dope, bro.
that 4 year cycle. So
Well, outside of that, man, this was outstanding, bro. I'm glad I got
yeah,
to. It was dope seeing you again too, bro. Outside of
yeah, you too, bro. Yeah,
being so laser focused,
I
So
know. We should have caught up sooner.
respectfully, bro. But the timing, timing's everything, and God put us in position to talk right now, bro. So I'm glad,
100%.
bro. So thank you, man. CJ Allen, bro. You're
Yeah.
great guest
Yeah.
now.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate the invite, and we'll talk about the ACL and stuff like that too. I'll send you some stuff over, and
Absolutely, bro.
yeah, we'll make sure. Yeah, we'll make sure we get that taken care of for you.
Thank you, brother. God bless, man. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
soon.
yeah. God bless, brother.
See you, man.
Peace.
Stop recording and all right. We're